What's going on, you guys? Slim here at the Las Vegas Regionals, and I'm here with
Dillon Cohen.
It has been a long time, my brother. We have literally, it has been, oh my God, how many years? I don't even want to think now.
4 years probably.
You're way longer than that.
Yeah.
You're a grown-ass man now, and what did you do here today at the Vegas Regional?
I got 5th with rescue ace.
Nice.
My X1.
Nice.
My only loss was against Medium.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Triff.
Oh, okay, yeah, he got second.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you pushed through like
Everything.
interactions. It was crazy. You drew like a million. I didn't draw a draw, but it was a good game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I lost a dice roll. 7 and 8.
That is kind of the name of the game too with that deck. It really is a dice roll deck.
I thought I was gonna get like 3rd or 4th because of that, but
Yeah.
I think my other tiebreakers just dropped out. So people I beat.
I got you. Well, before we get into the profile, do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do most of my shout outs during the profile.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of cards this last second, but one shout out I do want to do beforehand. Shout out to my girl Whitney. I love you so much, baby. Hope you finish your smile when you see this.
Awesome. All right, bro. Let's get into it.
Okay, so obviously for this rescue race stuff, you play 3 lifter. It's obvious. 2, this card could definitely go to 3, just for the fact that it does come up. Like you have to constantly make sure you don't go into the 3rd, so you can have one for the Diabell ad and just like save it for later. So it's a lot of effort, and you take a lot of small negs, making sure you save it, but it is manageable. It's just not a starter because I didn't play the last second. Like Cody told me to play the freaking Almirage, the Heal package.
Yeah.
I just didn't have no practice with it, and I've played this deck for a long time. I played it before the Sinful stuff, and even when that was like the prominent combo, I still hated it then.
Yeah.
So I was just like, because I have no practice with it, I just didn't. I rather had a couple cards in my extra. But definitely, it's probably correct, the 3rd one, just because like seriously, you always have to make sure you always have to save it. Like it always has to be in your mind.
Makes sense.
And then obviously standard 2/2. These cards are great. Like when you hard draw, they're amazing, but you don't hard draw too much, you brick, so you have to play just 2 each. But yeah, it's bad. 1 impulse. I've always been back and forth in this card. At first I played 1, then I was like, okay, I played 3, and I liked it, and it does bait out Ash, which is great. It's just I don't think it's the format for it. It's like too combo heavy. It's not gonna do enough. You're not gonna be able to, even if you draw like a good all engine hand going second, you're not gonna be pushed through. And then a lot of the time it gets SP'd and freaking or Barons, and I'd rather have other non-engine. That's what it got cut for.
Yeah,
but it's a good card.
But it worked out. He got 1 for this.
2 Diabell.
Yep.
This usually is at 3. It's just a couple days ago I was thinking about like playing Shifter in the deck, and because of that I took out 1 because it doesn't work with Shifter, and put in 1 small world, so I had more just like the same amount, 5 airlifter, 5 of these. But then last second I freaking took the Shifter. I was like, that's terrible, and I left my other card at home. That's why I burned a lot of cards because I changed it. And Dillon Jr. over here let me use all the cards. Thank for him. But pretty much, what the 3rd is the 3rd pot.
Okay.
I was playing 2. I decided to play 3. It's like back and forth on all of it, just because like in either one, just because this is gonna play into draw more. If you draw multiples bad, when you draw into it's worse. It's like, and if you when you draw it too, you can't go for game, and you're getting rid of your resources. Like, it's a lot of extra deck is like sometimes useless, but it still can come up. But the other idea is that since you already played 5 of these, like it would just be 2 of them, but now you can have 2 extender. And for that reason, I was like, okay, I'm just going to, instead of buying the 3rd Diabell when I already have one at home, I was just play 3, and it worked out. Pot didn't really. It didn't like when you play 2, it never conflicts with your shit. Sometimes you draw into it, but you're already winning. But 3, sometimes you draw multiple, it comes up. But
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's it for the like non-hand traps. For the hand traps, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm, 3 Nib. This is like, shout out to Cody. This is his like magic number he told me about.
Yeah.
It's something I tested before, but I didn't like so much.
Yeah.
But I definitely was testing it like wrong, and today was amazing.
Yeah.
This card didn't come up today that much. It only came up like against Unchained.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't even game 1, so it didn't come up. But it is definitely really good, mostly because you play both of these. Because these
I
cards
was gonna say how was Veiler?
Yeah,
Because I
so-
know like the other 9 are pretty standard, but I
Yeah.
know Veiler is like kind of, it's either hit or miss. Some people like it.
Yeah, it's first off, it's a spellcaster, which
Yeah.
definitely is good. Mostly 2 Diabell, so it's way easier to go for game. That's great. It's level 1. I played 3 level 1, so it's link ones. But it's just because right now you're in a hand trap where like not really one hand trap does it. Only some matchups and like Rescue Rate sometimes Ash does it. But for the most part you need a couple, right?
Yeah.
And so these are just the best generic ones. Having to do it in main phase does suck sometimes, but yeah, it was really good. And you just, when you're playing these hand traps, you want to just play as much as you can without it being like too clunky or I don't know how to say, just like too many like bad cards in the main.
Yeah.
Just because you want to draw two, because I said you have to draw.
Yeah. You want to have multiple in your
and then
hand
now
in
you have
addition to engine.
now you have way more chance to draw nib imperm, which is like against the.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's just the way you beat. That's like the only way you beat Infinite and shit.
In the
Going second, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Now for the spells, obvious 3 emergency, 1/1. This is my favorite card in the deck. Everybody always tells me it's right to side it out game 2, but I have such a hard time that anytime I play against like a control deck, I love it because I know I'm not signing this card out. But that card, yeah, it's amazing pretty much. Rhoda.
Standard.
Yeah. And then 3.
Good cards.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah.
Insane cards.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, the 3 pot.
Yep.
And the last card from non-engine is a 3 book.
Okay.
I decided, because at first these were 3 draw, just because max out and hand traps you can draw multiple. But I felt like draw wasn't the best against every matchup, and it just wasn't the best against every matchup. And the matchups it was good against, sometimes you just drew draw, it didn't do enough, you know? And I didn't want that, and I felt like some matchups, hand traps are just not that good against, like Rescue Ace. Sorry, not Rescue Ace, Unchained, and like, Tealmate's okay, but like mostly like Unchained, which is a bad matchup, and then Pearly and stuff. So I was like, okay, because I used to play 6 books, so I really liked it.
You were playing Eclipse too?
Yeah, but then Eclipse, it definitely conflicts because it books your guys. Even though you can emergency it, you don't have your Hydrant face up, so you can alert. And then it can get Ash. And then also, just like when you need it to like book 1 card, you have to book your card. Sometimes that's bad. And then also, like if you can't get over the board, they just like draw 4. So like, that's why I took out the effect dealers for.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I'm gonna main this though. It's definitely a side card. Like you should like want to at least side it. But I thought it's great going first, great going second, has great coverage, and it's just great like playing through shit. And then like going first is great. Like my last round, he had 2 Imperm Valor, and because I had this, like those 3 hand traps just cooked me, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's nuts.
No, it was a good call.
Yeah, and then one of the traps, I'm sure every Rescue Ace player can agree that these cards are glued to my hand. Like I side out 1, I side out Contain.
And
like,
you still draw a lot.
Yeah, unless it's certain matches, but mostly it's King, and I still draw the Extinguish like all the time, and it's crazy. But it can be good if you have Diabell for emergency, but that's like it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it for the main 43.
43, okay.
43 is the perfect number Rescue Ace, just because you do have more bricks. So to make it consistent, but also like less chance of those bricks.
Yeah.
43 is the number. I would
Makes
say.
sense.
I would say it's really perfect. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, side and extra.
My extra deck. Rescue Ace extra deck doesn't matter too much. Pretty much the access code.
Yeah.
But the cards I did play were, like definitely really good. I really like my extra deck. So 1 Linkuro standard. This card's insane. 1 Anima. That's one of the cards I took out for the 3 of the Heat Soul package last second. I just felt like it definitely came up. The player was gonna play into it, and mostly since I put.
Did they? Did anyone play
no,
into it?
but mostly it was like, it's app loads up, but mostly some players play into it. Sometimes they just have a full board, you know, so they have to play into it, and that's when you slowly break it. But the biggest thing is I played Nib, so I was like, I want to have this because if it's a huge Nib token, like I have to get a way to destroy it.
Right.
And if I can't, like sometimes Rescue Ace uses a 1-hand trap. I don't want to just straight up die, you know.
Exactly.
1 Link Spider. This card's insane. I mean, if you get nibbed, it makes you can go SP. You banish your nib viewer. It's like Meg 1. It's like they got rid of they have a dedicated side card that got rid of the IP, but you just got rid of the card anyway. So it's insane. Yeah. 2 SP. Shout out to Cody. Just because this card was so expensive, I was like, I'm only gonna play 1, right?
Feel it, yeah.
And because I never like tested it with it in my head, I didn't think 2 ever came up.
Yeah.
But 2 comes up every game.
I was gonna say, did it come up every game?
I'm glad, because Cody just telling me to play. He looked at me, he was like, I was so stupid. I was like, okay, I really went to buy it right away. And 2 comes up all the time. I would I think around 6 or 7, I played against Ed. Essentially, he was playing Cashier.
Yeah.
And he Judgment one, he had Anti-Spell, and the second one came up. Just because he Judgment, I gotta get the second one. So 2 comes up. But 2 comes up all the time, you know? And like, even to the point where like, I don't really want to banish off the pot.
Yeah,
but it's like
the utility.
Yeah, it's the best card. It's so good.
Yeah, 100%.
1 IP. This is what I end on. Just IP Redder. I like it a lot. This card's just really good. Like sometimes, like for the most part, I'm always playing through hand trap. So like I'm playing around draw, even game 1 nib. So if I draw a Diabell and another Rescue Ace card, I just pitch the Rescue Ace card, get Hydrant, add Turb, so I play around instead of the Lifter, so I play around nib. Oh, sorry, Joel. And then I go straight into the level 1 Link Rebo, and then I go straight into nib. Turb. That way I play around those 2 cards. So sometimes it doesn't come up, but it's really good when you go against a Pearly matchup. You just can't. You have to know you have to have it. So you just play like if I get nib, I get Joel, it's fine. because you need to get rid of the field spell. Against tier limit, you like need to get rid of the Gold Sark. So those are the matchups you need. Against Unchained too, because they can just push through all your board. Like you need as many interactions you can against that deck. So yeah,
100%.
you like risk it. Both the Charmers, these cards are broken for sure. The amount of times I just SP, the amount of times I saw my opponent Bellistar, and that's what got me in there. Bro, like I'll be drop hand trap top deck. I'm like, bro, fuck, this is nothing. And then I'm like, wait, you have Bellistar? God, I love it.
Combo, yeah.
Yeah, the more that everybody else playing Bellistar, the better this deck
better
is.
Dark gets. Yeah.
One Puzzle Emo, just because I play the Dweller.
Yeah.
Celine.
Yep.
This card's also insane.
Yeah.
Unicorn.
Yep.
That's the other card that's the second card I took out for the peaceful package. I just thought that this card was really good.
Yeah.
It's good generically. I just love it as a card. And when you have SP in the long grind games, it's really good because you go into SP and then it keeps coming back. You keep drawing a card.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen so much, but it can. This card is just sometimes you need to get rid of something that's not destruction. You know, it's really good sometimes. And also if you don't have a SP, if you don't have a spellcaster, you need something else to go into for access code. And the pitch matters sometimes. Sometimes you have a hydrant stuck in your hand.
Get it
You want
out
a
of your
lifter
hand,
so you can get field spell. And it mattered one time to
And
the
then
discard.
game.
Yeah, game.
Game,
That
yep.
insane. That card's crazy. And for the XEs, I played 2.
Yep.
Bitch Dweller, just because I felt that like the tier limit and the Unchained deck just played through your board. Like your full board, hand traps they still played through if they had good enough. So and also what people are citing is like they are citing Imperm. Those decks cite Nib because they know this card, right? But I would say that for the most part, people citing Lightning Storm and shit. So if they have Lightning Storm evenly, it doesn't matter. This card's great.
Yeah.
I didn't do it once. I only played against one.
But
tier.
you were ready. You had it there.
Yeah, I only played
it's
against
better
one
to have
tier,
it.
one Unchained. It's just like, because you have to draw a certain combo. So you have to draw Airlifter, and you have to draw another Rescue Race, and you have to play more into hand traps.
Yeah.
But like I said, like most likely they're gonna beat your board anyway. So you just play to the hand traps, get the Bitch Dweller, and then this card for Rivalry.
Yeah, and Yeehaw.
Yeah.
And because they're both ulti.
Oh yeah, well.
Gorgeous.
And then Typhon.
Oh, one of my
This
favorite
card
cards is
always comes up. Like this card is so good. Like this card's gonna be an auto. That's why I got a Starlight. Cause like this card's
it's beautiful.
It's like freaking IP. Like this card's gonna be in your extra deck for so long. This card's great. And then this card alone, I think, killed like Branded or like freaking Chimera.
Yeah.
Because like that's why I don't see this card that deck no more. Because this card is it's so good. Yeah, it's really good.
Crazy. Yeah. Just your side. Yep.
Okay, side deck. My side. Definitely side out to Cody. He helped me out with my side a bit. Because my side was terrible. It was like Shifter. It was the Firefox.
Oh, okay.
I really like that card because in my mind, beat the Unchained matchup, which I have a hard time. And the Unchained matchup's always hard because you can't out the 6. That's why I wanted to make the book. It's just FTKs you, and then going second, they just break your board. Sometimes you feel like you can't do anything. So I really wanted to play that, and I wanted to play something. If my opponent's slow playing me, I could side it in and like have time when they go first, right?
Yeah.
But I was playing the fire statue and the light statue because in my mind I was like, okay, also good against Vanadium, also good against Infernoble. But I didn't really test against Infernoble, it's just a theory because when they sold summon, right? But Cody, when I told Cody that theory, he's like, no, bro, they always summon the 8-4, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, it's trash. It gets ashed, takes up 5 spots. And against Vanadium, they have an out if they play for it, and if they already have a Scareclaw rival, they already have an out. If they summon all their stuff in defense, they can just pop it. So it's like I decided. So what I took it out for was hand traps, and these hand traps were great. I mean, I can't believe these hand traps were played before like the last couple events because these hand traps are needed. Like this, obviously standard.
Super coverage.
It's super good. I didn't draw against Drift, sadly. It would have been nuts. But these are the cards I put in for it. 3 Bell.
Bell's nice.
3 DD Crow.
Nice.
Definitely shout out to Mini Mirror over here. He let me use these. I had these at home, but I didn't bring my stuff just last second because I thought I was so set on my list. But then Cody looked at me. He saw the cards playing. He looked at me. I was like, holy fuck, your list is terrible. And right then I was like, yeah, I gotta change my list. It felt clunky too. Shifter wasn't good at all. Like these cards are better, but it's like way better. It gets more matchups. Like so against Runic, this is good against, which I thought would be more popular. One, it's a big regional deck. But also it's a big regional deck. I hate that deck. And also it's just good against that. But that's the side part. It's also really good. It's Unchained, it's everything. It's Pearly, which is really good. And I was playing 6 books, so I like made it less good against Pearly. But yeah, this card.
Crow is nuts. OG hand trap.
But then also
crazy.
Labyrinth. It's like a bad matchup. And it was funny because I didn't think Labyrinth was that bad because I didn't lose that many times to locals. But then everybody told me it's a bad matchup, so obviously I trust that. And then I went against DB and lost like 4 in a row. I was like, oh yeah, this is a bad matchup. So this card just went
extra coverage.
Against my Labyrinth matchup game 2, I drew this and Ashes.
I was like, you got him. You got both. Like literally, that's it. Yep.
One Pank. Obviously, shout out to
That is like the best.
Shout out to
that
Cody
card.
again.
That card is like bonkers.
For some reason, for me, I just hate like siding one-ofs. Obviously, except
It's
for Harpy.
it's such a powerful.
But I play like
one-of,
Harpy 2 lightning, so it's like 3.
Yeah.
Just because I think like it's not gonna come up, but the one up does, and this card's broken. Like it's good against everything.
Yeah.
And there's multiple times where they just scoop game 1 and like blinding second.
Yeah.
Like this card
you
is
don't
just
know
great
any-
to send.
Yeah, it's generic enough to go in against anything.
This
so.
like and like everybody knows how good this
Oh
card
yeah,
is.
100%.
And then I play a lot of back row removal.
Yeah.
So I play 2 lightning storm, 1
Yep.
Harpies. Big shout out to Daddy Tamir. He let me use these starlights.
Oh nice.
I paid for his entry for him to let me use it, just because he always draws them. It's glued to his hand,
Yeah.
and the one time I needed it,
It was glued.
I drew it. It was freaking, it's insane. This card's good. I wanted more something for, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking, since I would have a good main deck for the mirror match, maybe I'll do something more for Unchained, maybe Change of Heart, something else.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is good against that. It's generically good against Labyrinth, it's a bad matchup. And it's also good against, it's doable against Unchained, because it
Yeah.
gets rid of the 6, is what you need. So that's why I put on it, and it's like a good value card. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. Like you always go like 3 for 1 for this. It's insane. And the last 2 cards is Cosmic.
Yep.
This
Good
card
call.
also went in. I was playing 3.
Yeah.
That's what was happening. So that's why I took out the Heat Soul package, because I had 1 Gaga. I had 3 and then 1 Gaga in the side.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to play these 2, so I was like, okay, I cut this to 2. Take out the Gaga, put in the extra deck.
Yeah.
Now I can fit 2 lightning storms.
Yeah.
This card's really good. I wanted to play 3, but I cut it down to 2 because I realized, legit, I didn't know this card was good against Runic. I didn't
Yeah,
think about it. Cody again
Yeah.
told me when I asked why, because I didn't want to think about it. It's obvious
Yeah.
though. He looked at me like I was stupid
Yeah.
again. Anyways, it's obvious. So I was like, okay, now I need nuts to this card. I went against 1 Fire King. This card,
I was gonna say,
Let's go
if
in
you
against
went
Fire
against
King.
Fire King, it's really good.
you lose the anti-spell. So,
Yeah.
because like usually play
Having another
usually
out.
play evenly for anti-spell, but
Yeah.
evenly is like so bad because also
Yeah.
because SP it's not good.
Yeah.
So-
Makes sense.
And you just waste your battle phase. That's so
Yeah.
crucial. So that's why you need these. I side these just for the anti-spell against
Yeah.
the mirror match, just because I feel like that's the only deck where anti-spell is like should be common in, because it stops your opponent from playing, but also just straight up like stops the cards it loses to, like Nagistorm stuff.
Exactly.
So definitely good against.
Really
it's just
good call, I think.
When you're like, it's like when you're playing like a deck that's like broken, like Turb's a custom card. All these cards are broken that you can play. You don't have to play Lightning Storms. You can play cards that just go 1 for 1.
Yeah.
That makes it so you can get into it. So yeah, it's just good for that. Good against the Fire King, which I knew I might play. I probably play at least once. I thought more.
Yeah.
Just because it's a new deck, and I don't have the most practice against that deck, so I knew I had to have something for that because I was at a disadvantage, and I did. Shout out to my opponent, man. Shit cooked him.
It was a good call.
I bricked on 2 of these 2 drolls.
Oof.
Bro, I bricked 2 of these 2 drolls. 2 crows, and then 1 pot. I'm like, okay, pot gets me there. No starters. Like I'm like, how do I go through 10 cards no starters? It was insane. He also drew kind of bad. He drew playable though, but I was able to stop him, and then it was just a grind game. I top decked better than him, and that's all.
For sure.
Yeah, he top decked the card that gets a field spell,
Yeah.
and I thought that was his top deck, and I was like, I lost. But you need to tribute a monster. He didn't have
Yeah.
it, so yeah.
So you got
He
there.
drove my pot, and I was like, okay, pass.
Cool.
I bricked anyways, yeah.
For sure. All right, man. Well, that's great. I'm glad to see it all these years later. Because trust me, it's
Yeah.
been years, bro.
I love this
super
list.
happy to see you. It was in 5th place. Awesome with Rescue
Yeah.
A's. Do you have any other shout outs before we close out?
Yeah,
think you covered them
yeah,
all.
just shout outs to everybody in Vegas. If I miss anybody throwing me cards,
Yeah,
shout out to
for
him. Oh,
sure.
shout out to Joaquin. He let me borrow the crows.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, big shout out. Shout out to Joaquin. He let me borrow the foreign crows. Hell yeah. This card went in.
Yeah.
Shout out, like I said, everybody in Vegas, everybody back down in Cali,
For sure.
my locals, Hidden Collectibles and Card Addiction. Love y'all there. And again, shout out to my baby bro.
For sure, man. Awesome. Well, congratulations on 5th place.
Thank you.
And thank you for the deck profile.
Yeah.